evening and welcome to the Denver Coliseum, where tonight it is IHL hockey as the Peoria Rivermen go up against the Denver Rangers. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Conrad, along with Joe Rulin tonight from the Coliseum. And Joe, we got two teams tonight going basically in different directions.
That's right. You have the Denver Rangers, who lead the league in scoring. In fact, they have 166 goals, 164 goals on the season. They have won their last two. The Denver Rangers, the Peoria Rivermen, on the other hand, have lost their last three. As we look at the season series so far, the Rangers last year won that series 8-4, and this year Denver leads at 5-1. The last game, of course, Wednesday night, when Denver won by a score of 4-2. Simon Wilden with 2 goals, Kevin Miller with another 2 in that game.
And the Rivermen just have no luck against this Denver Rangers team, at least in the short existence of this franchise.
That's right. They've had trouble with Mike Richter. When Richter's been in net, they've only won one game against Mike Richter. Richter has pulled away with 7 wins. And you can look at Mike Richter, former U.S. Olympian goaltender. As we look at the team comparisons, there you can look at the goals scored by Peoria, 119, Denver 164. And the goals against average of 4.10 versus 5.13.
And both of those teams would like to bring down that goals against average because neither one of them are sparkling at this point.
That's right. The Rangers have slowly brought that down, and defense has improved. With some trades, we'll talk about those a little bit later. So look at the team leaders. Tomlinson leads with goals with 15. That's Dave Tomlinson. Lowry with assists and 18. Total points 31. And power play goals, he leads with 4. Shorthanded goals, McEcker in with 1. And penalty minutes, Tony Twist leads in that department with 139.
Twist, obviously the guy that does the police work for this Peoria Rivermen team.
You look at Kevin Miller, another former U.S. Olympian, as we take a look at the team leaders for the Denver Rangers. Simon Wilden leads the league, and also the team in goals scored, 31. Kevin Miller leads the league and the team with 33 assists. Points, Simon Wilden with 56 leads the team. In that department, it's also power play goals. Wilden leads the league with 14. Shorthanded goals, Miller with 2. And penalty minutes, Laviolette with 52, who leads the team in that department. But the Rangers not all that physical of a team, but they have Rudy Poshek back.
Well, Laviolette and Poshek certainly will help on defense, and Laviolette got 22 of those 52 penalty minutes in one game the other night here against Peoria, so he picked up a bunch in that one outing.
So the Rangers and the Rivermen just about ready to do battle. And the game that I expect the Rangers need to jump out early. They have jumped out early in the previous 2 games, and then they've kind of held on. I think Peter Mahavlich wants the Rangers to play complete 3 periods of game.
So the Rangers go for the sweep here tonight as they complete a 3-game series against Peoria. We'll be back with the start of tonight's game after this timeout.
Ford in White Plains presents Key Moments in History. Key Ford President Len Young announces to the world that he will do just about anything to sell you a new Ford from his tremendous inventory at a great price. His deal-making has gone to new heights, and he's not clowning around here.
Key Ford dealer, the only Ford dealer on Westchester Avenue. Key Ford, White Plains.
If you really enjoy your conversation, dial 540-TALK. Exotic, mysterious, enticing, whatever your taste, call 540-TALK. Not a party line, but a private conversation. There's always someone to talk to. Dial 540-TALK. That's 540-8255. Just $3.45 per call.
Welcome to our viewers watching on the Madison Square Garden Network tonight as we bring you the Denver Rangers against the Peoria Rivermen here on Prime Sports Network. And our officials tonight, in the middle, the referee Derek Martin, and the linesman, well, let's reverse those two. Mark LaChapelle is on the right, Kirk Shook is on the left, but they won't mind.
Well, they won't see it right now until they get home. And just about ready to get things underway between the Rangers and the Rivermen. We'd like to welcome a couple of viewers, Phil Esposito and Joe Vecchino. of the New York Rangers as play is underway as Peoria controls the puck, sends it into the Rangers zone. Richter comes out to play the puck, and Bloomberg is there for the Denver Rangers. Bloomberg will start the rush.
And we are underway. 1944, excuse me, left here in the first period, and we have our first face-off. It'll come outside the Rangers zone. Taking the face-off for the Rivermen, it'll be Peter Doris, and for the Rangers, Darren Turcotte. Rangers win the face-off, and they send it ahead. It's brought ahead by Ron Shudra. Shudra, they thought, might not play tonight with a bad knee, but he is out there and on this initial shift. That's Shudra as he kicks it along the boards, and it's brought ahead by Broughton. Broughton has had a good December so far, 7 goals in just 6 games, and a shot there against May as the Rangers put on some pressure, but it's finally cleared out by Peoria and all the way down.
Broughton has started out. He's been a big aspect for the Rangers for the month of December, as has Kevin Miller and Simon Wilden the whole season. There you get a look at Jeff Bloomberg for the Denver Rangers, a defenseman.
Icing the call against the Rivermen, and the faceoff will go all the way down in the Peoria zone. Simon Wilden, the captain of this Denver Ranger team, will take the faceoff, and it looks like it will be against McEachern, Shane McEachern, for the Rivermen. He controls, but sends it right towards May. That was dangerous.
May is a good goaltender, but he's had trouble against the Rangers in the past.
Darryl May in goal for the Peoria Rivermen tonight, and it's Mike Richter for the Rangers. Just underway from the Denver Coliseum, and Peoria with the puck. They send it ahead, move it ahead to Harlow. Right in with the shot. The backhander is off the side of the net by Dave Tomlinson, and now a penalty as Richter is down in the crease. The penalty being called by Derek Martin. And they rushed the trainer out to check on Mike Richter.
I think Richter might have caught a stick. And let's take another look at it to see exactly what did occur. As you can see, Tomlinson break it in. Makes his move in towards Richter. Continues through. And you can't really tell from that angle as to what caught him. It might have been the knee.
It looked like as he went by, something caught him in the arm. It might have been a skate even that caught him across the arm. Watch Tomlinson this time as we get another look as he goes by Richter.
There's another angle, and
right there, it looked like a skate might have caught him across the arm. And the penalty going against Peoria. I'll take that back. It's against the Rangers, Rudy Pochek, for cross-checking at 1:26.
There you had a look at Corky Osborne, medical trainer for the Denver Rangers. A look at Doug Sotard, assistant GM and assistant coach. And as you take a look at the players now surrounding Richter, asking if he's all right, because he's been an integral part of the Rangers since he's returned from New York. He's been up twice with the New York Rangers, but has yet to play an NHL game. That is a regular season game.
So it is Pochek who is going off with the 2-minute cross-checking penalty. Get a look at Rudy, well, almost a good look at Rudy in the penalty box. And the Rangers will be down a man at this point. As far as the Rangers penalty killing, they are killing off penalties at a 26.5 clip, allowing 26.5 power play goals.
They need to carve that desperately.
Yep, they'd like to get that down into the middle teens for sure. But Peoria is also not very good at killing penalties, and they're going against the Rangers, who lead the league in power play. Peoria will circle Lavoie with the puck. He pushes it ahead to Duras, and it's stolen away. Well, actually, it goes all the way down into the Rangers' end. and cleared all the way down by take that back by Ken Hammond. 1:16 remaining on the penalty to Poshek. It's brought ahead by Pollock, and now into the zone is Scott Harlow. Lavoie sends it to the end boards. That was wide. Kept in by Pollock. Around behind the net, Harlow with it. He looks to center. Now skates out in front, keeps the puck. Harlow looking for someone to pass to. Now he'll skate in, takes a shot. That never got to the goaltender. Knocked down in front by Hammond. Pollock with the shot, blocked by Richter. Shot goes wide on the rebound. Richter with a nice save with a shot from the point.
Rangers are not allowing Peoria to get out a good shot on net. They've taken shots from the blue line, but those normally aren't real effective unless you can get a deflection in front. And Peoria, one of the worst power play units in the team. Rangers doing a good job so far.
18 seconds remaining on the power play. There's a shot blocked by Richter. Odeline with the shot, and now it's cleared all the way down. And there's 9 seconds remaining on the penalty to Poshek. And it looks like the Rangers will get it off. Look out. Coming back nicely to poke that away with Jeff Bloomberg. And the Rangers head the other way. Knocked off the puck is Kevin Miller. Peoria will bring it back. McCaughey tries to bring it in, but it's stolen away from him. Miller wheels the other way, fakes the shot, brings it in, now circles, looks for help, tried to complete the pass to Bloomberg. And Peoria brings it the other way. McCaughey again stolen away by Miller. Miller looking for Turcotte, but that shot, or that pass is knocked down. Juras with the long shot. Richter knocks it down and then falls on it to force the faceoff. 15:54 remaining here in the first period at the Coliseum, and we are scoring.
That's right, you have a look at Mike Richter, but the Rangers, the Denver Rangers had reassigned him from New York, Rudy Poshek, in addition to Jason Lafreniere. And those two will add a type of punch that the Rangers have needed. Of course, they've got the scoring punch, but Jason comes back, Lafreniere adds some experience. Rudy comes back and adds that toughness, and he'll add a lot of confidence. He'll contribute a lot of confidence to a lot of players, and he'll kind of distribute the pressure that had been dissembled to a lot of individuals throughout the year. Watch for Rudy Poshek to play a big role tonight.
Lavoie's shot knocked down in front, never got to the goaltender. Robert Dirk for the Rivermen just went to the locker room holding his arm very gingerly. Looked like he might be injured. Penalty to Poshek is over. The team's back at equal strength. Here's Lafreniere, and it's stolen away from him. The Rivermen bring it the other way. Terry McLean. Rangers try to take it out. Turcotte take that back. Laviolette to Lafreniere. In front, hard shot by Simon Gagne. 15:07 to go here in the first period. Poshek hit hard along the boards, and now down on the ice was Dave Tomlinson, and we have a face-off. We are scoreless, and we will be right back to the Denver Coliseum on Prime Sports Network.
We've changed our name to Convenience Plus, and that means low prices, fast, friendly service, and great selection. Now you can count on Convenience Plus for genuine Phillips products. Phillips quality gasoline, Trop Arctic motor oil, and antifreeze and summer coolant. All at low prices and with the convenience of using your Phillips, Visa, MasterCard, or Choice credit cards at any Convenience Plus location. We are Convenience Plus.
Simon Wilden to take the faceoff against Shane McEachern just outside the Rangers zone. And now McEachern tossed out, and Harlow will step in.
You get a look at Wilden, who leads the league in goals scored with 31 and power play goals 14. Very dangerous player.
Hammond tried to hit Wilden, and now he does get around the defense. Simon will gather it in along the inboard. He's knocked hard there, but Stepan Comes in, pass, centering. No one there, and the Rivermen head the other way. Harlow broken up there by Hammond, and the Rangers come the other way. Wielden can't control it. It's behind the net. Now May comes out, sends it around. Hammond keeps it in. Little backhand centering pass. A delayed penalty coming up.
Go against Peoria. They're going to slash.
And now some pushing and shoving, and
I think it'll go to Pollock as he slashed Simon Wielden, took him to the ice. And Simon Wielden has a unique talent of creating penalties.
Well, when you're a playmaker and a guy who can have that scoring touch around the net, you get those because when people see you with the puck, they want to go after you.
As you get a look here as how everything even occurred. Pollock going against Wielden, and Wielden tries to elude the check, spins. And then everything happened behind the play. You really couldn't see it from that shot, but the slash on Wielden by Pollock happened behind the play. Excuse me, it'll go to McEachern.
Yeah.
Shane McEachern will get the penalty.
McEachern is off, and the second power play opportunity for the Rangers, or take that back, first power play opportunity for the Rangers tonight. And as we told you, they lead the league in power play proficiency. Miller into the middle, backhand shot by Jason Moore. Rangers keep control. Miller to Hammond, back to Miller as they throw it around. Miller has it again, shot wide of the net, and can't be kept in by Jason Moore along the far boards. The Rivermen just send it all the way into the Denver zone. 1:16 remaining on the penalty to the Peoria Rivermen and Shane McEachern.
The Rangers having trouble coming in clean, and Peoria standing about the blue line and not making it very easy for them to set up their power play. In fact, they've had about 30 seconds to operate the man advantage so far. 50 seconds remaining on the power play for the Rangers.
And now the Rangers will set it up and bring it in. This is Barry Chizowski. Chizowski takes it all the way in. May sends it around the boards. It's kept in there by Poshek. Poshek out to Laviolette. Shot never got to the goaltender, I don't believe. Poshek along the far boards, along with Rob Graham.
Peoria knocks it the length of the ice again. Just 20 seconds remaining, man advantage for the Rangers.
Take that back. That was Lafreniere, not Graham, who was out there, and now he has the puck. Lafreniere will take it across the blue line and offside. Whistle against the Rangers. Faceoff will come outside the Peoria zone.
Rangers can come at you with quite a few different players. They can come at you with Simon Wielden, who was leading the league for most of the year in scoring up until Wednesday night when Theron Fleury of Salt Lake overtook him. He now has 58 points, Simon 56 on the year. They can come at you with Kevin Miller, who played last year on the U.S. Olympic team. He has 49 points, but leads the league in assists. They can come at you with Darren Turcotte, who in his first game back with from New York had 4 goals and 3 assists, and a lot of nucleus, a large nucleus for scoring abilities for the Rangers.
Well, as we said in the pregame show, this is a highly entertaining team to watch. They have a lot of talent, and I think part of that is obvious that they've had a lot of players who have been called up to help out the New York Rangers during the season so far. Peoria back at full strength, and we are still scoreless. 12:09 to play here in the first period. Denver Rangers against the Peoria Rivermen. Peoria trying to set up. They get it to McEachern. Tries a blind pass. It's stolen away and sent back in by Jeff Bloomberg.
Game basically has been played between the blue lines.
Not much action at either end. Either goaltender has been very busy. Here's Wielden. Look out. Always dangerous. Now he'll send it back to the end boards. May comes all the way out. Sends it ahead to Wayne Gagne. Wielden with the steal. He is knocked off of it at the blue line. And McCaughey will now take a long shot that's way wide. And here comes Graham. Graham will return the favor with another long shot. Boy, it has been a strange first period so far.
Rangers have scored quickly in the two previous meetings of the series. They've scored 2 goals in the first period of the 2 previous games, and so far they're having trouble getting on track tonight.
Darren Taylor has it stolen away from behind, and now Simon Gagne can't poke it out for the Rangers. Pass into the middle for Toby Dukalon, but the Rangers bring it back out. Turcotte overskates it. Here comes Peoria. Terry McLean is knocked off it. Broughton will get it over to Simon Gagne. He can't clear it out. It's kept in at the point by Tony Twist to the end boards, and really not much happening for either team. Broughton now gloves it, and he held it a little bit too long.
You look at Paul Broughton, who's come up with 7 points in the month of December. Of course, he has a couple of brothers in the NHL. Aaron with New Jersey and Neil with the North Stars. All 3 of them playing for the University of Minnesota Gophers, their collegiate careers.
Now, there's no question that the National Hockey League is the most family-oriented professional sports league anywhere in the world. There are more brother combinations that are playing now and have played in the National Hockey League, and a great example is the coach of the Denver Rangers, Peter Mahovlich, and his brother Frank, who was just a super player back in the days when there were only about 6 teams in the NHL. So far, only 4 shots on goal for each team. A slow starting first period, and we are about to the halfway mark. 10:03 to go in the first period. Harlow. Now back to the end boards to Odeline. Odeline will wait for help. They'll try to set things up. Laviolette all the way up there trying to force things.
Of course, tonight they're moving Laviolette up to a forward. He usually plays defense, and he'll be playing forward tonight.
Laviolette out with Lafreniere. And it looks like Chazowski on that line. Nice hip check by Shudra. And the Rangers send it the other way. Jason Moore. But it's sent back in by Peoria. Moore will try it again. And again, Peoria sends it in, but offsides for the Rivermen. And another face-off.
Well, Peoria's had a bit of bad luck as far as call-ups. First off, they had an explosive setter in Cliff Ronning, who had 31 points in just 12 games. He went against the Rangers in their first meeting of the year. In mid-November, he was called up by St. Louis. And then they had Jim Vesey, who was the leading scorer. He is tied, actually, with Lowry with 31 points. He was called up this afternoon by St. Louis. So they've lost a couple of their top goal scorers and point producers.
Wheeldon taking the face-off first against Lowry, but now he is thrown out of the face-off circle, and it's Tomlinson, actually not the circle, but out of the face-off. Dave Tomlinson, guy who's had some NHL experience, and the Rivermen win the face-off. Here's Gagne. He skates in, look wide open, nice save, and almost in the net, but give Richter credit, a couple of nice saves. He saves one up high on the backhander by Gagne. Here's Wooten the other way, skates right in, and it's poked wide. Boy, the Rangers really turning the defense into offense. Now May loses it. That one goes wide. My goodness, not much happening, and now a couple of opportunities at both ends. Richter way out of the net. Knocks it to the sideboard. Here's Stefan. And a whistle and an offside against the Rangers. And we are scoreless with 8:35 to go in the first period. We'll be right back to the Denver Coliseum in just a moment.
Want inside information on football?
I've been reading the sporting news for 12 years now, and when it comes to inside information, this is the next best thing to a coach's meeting. The sporting news, more football facts and stats than any other sports weekly.
Call 1-800-648-2100 and get 55 issues of the sporting news for 4 payments of just $7.50. Call now 1-800-648-2100. That's 1-800-648-2100.
Back to the Denver Coliseum. Jim Conrad along with Joe Rulin as we are scoreless here so far between Denver and Peoria, and Not a whole lot of action so far in this first period.
Which is unusual for a Ranger game.
It certainly is.
Highest scoring team in the league.
Wheeling out of his own end comes Terry McLean. Goes all the way to the end boards and now almost comes out. There's a long shot saved by Richter. Shot coming off the stick of Pollock. And now Hammond sends it to center ice. Pollock will bring it back the other way. And the Rangers will regroup. Jeff Bloomberg trying to fight off some tough checking by Smith. And finally Hammond will push it into the Rivermen zone. Behind the net is Peter Doris waiting for help. Tries to get it all the way ahead to Dave Lowry, and now an icing call as Lowry. The puck got way up off the ice, and he had no shot to try to control that.
You look at the defense and defenseman there, Jeff Bloomberg, and you can look at the bench also. Peter Mahavlich, the general manager and head coach of the Rangers, has had a lot of success. Last year, he led the Rangers to a Western Division championship. And this year, on the verge of doing the same. Just a couple of points in back of second place Salt Lake and 6 points behind the first place Milwaukee.
And you have to like him because he's an excellent golfer. So you got to like him. Rangers control the faceoff, but then it's brought out of the zone quickly by Wayne Gagne. He dumps it in. And Jason Moore now gathers it in. Tries to bring it up the near board. Does. Gets it out of the zone. Moore will take it all the way in across the blue line. Still with the puck. Goes around the defense, being hauled down from behind. No whistle. Now it comes out in front. Moore was there again. Behind the goal is Broughton. Broughton wheels around, tries to jam it in. May is there. It's still loose. Skating in and tipping it was Darren Turcotte. But to no avail. All the way to the other end, and Richter will try to send it out. It's kept in. Now Shudra comes to Miller, and he'll just loft it to center ice. And the Rangers will change up. Really, neither team really being able to do much with it so far.
Peoria doing a good job of forechecking, and the Rangers just can't get set up when they have the puck.
May way out of the nets, and he finally clears it around. A quick shot from the point by Brochu. And again, we thought he might not play tonight with a bruised knee, but he is out there. This is the second shift that we've seen him take.
He sat out Wednesday's game with the bruised knee, and was told today he probably wouldn't play, but he's out there.
You never know about athletes, especially professional athletes. They tell you there's no way they can play, but all of a sudden it's game time, and they say, yeah, I can go now.
Went out for the warm-up skate, said, I'm ready.
Yeah. Lafreniere. Ahead to Laviolette. Shot saved by May. Sends it to the side boards. Stolen away, almost, I should say, by Dirk. I take that back. That was by Chizowski. Quick shot by Lafreniere. Still the puck is loose. Penalty coming up. And
Denver's going to have their second man advantage of the night. Good pressure that time by Chizowski and Lafreniere. And also Laviolette.
That's an interesting line that you have with those three guys tonight. Here you get a good look at Lafreniere and Laviolette.
That's right, gets around the defense, takes one shot, looks for the other one. Mays way out of position, and then Odeline has to hold on to Chizowski, who was ready to chisel it in the back door.
Odeline, the holding penalty at 14:40, so the second power play chance for the Rangers, and it'll be Wheeldon along with Laviolette and Lafreniere up front, Hammond and Bloomberg on defense on the power play for the Rangers. As you get a good look at Simon Wheeldon,
leader in power play goals, leads the league, 14.
Here's Hammond, the Laviolette, Wielden looking for Laviolette. Fans on the shot. It'll come outside the zone, and the Rangers will have to regroup.
Tried the one-timer just as his stick was ready to make contact with the puck and off the stick.
Wielden back past to Laviolette. Kept in across the way by Bloomberg. Laviolette to Lafreniere, and he can't handle the pass. Bloomberg will keep it in with a nice shot along the boards as he really hammered Dave Tomlinson. Lafreniere. Wielden. Rangers taking their time. 1:15 left on the penalty. Right in front was Lafreniere, the backhander, and May covers it up. How did he see it?
I'm not sure how he saw the whole thing. It was tough to see things developing from up here, but made it a good job of yielding that. So Lafreniere coming in. Tried to sneak in behind the defense, give him the quick backhand, and May said, it's not going to work this time. And May covers up. Faceoff will come to the left of Darrell May in the Peoria zone. 4:31 remaining in the first period, and 1 minute 11 seconds remaining on the Rangers' man advantage.
Rangers start tonight 18-12 on the season, and Peoria comes in with an 8-18 mark. So again, the vast difference. Hard shot by Turcotte, and right there Broughton for the rebound. They couldn't jam it in. Broughton to Miller. Miller to Broughton. Shudra at the point. Miller behind the net. Broughton. Kept in by Shudra. Broughton tries to handle it, but it's stolen away and sent all the way the other way by Dave Lowry. 34 seconds remaining on the penalty. Here's Broughton. Rangers really have only gotten off a couple of shots that have caused May any problems. There's a quick, hard one by Darren Turcotte. Shudra trying to keep it in. He can't. Gagne. Gagne working against Jason Moore. Moore pokes it off the stick of Gagne. Some heavy hitting going along the end boards now as Turcotte comes back to really hammer Smith. And now the face-off being whistled by referee Derek Martin.
As things are tied up in the Rangers zone. You're going to look at Darren Smith there of the Peoria Rivermen, who had an unfortunate incident of having 14 straight losses this season. In fact, it was started by the Denver Rangers when the Rangers defeated them here at the Coliseum on October 28th. They then went on a 14-game skid. But before coming to Denver, they had won 2 in a row, and now they've lost 2 in a row.
Well, they kind of know how the Miami Heat feels, or felt, since they are now in the win column. And the penalty is over, so we remain scoreless with 3:13 to go here in the first period.
Offside whistle on the Rivermen.
3:10 to play, and we will be right back to the Denver Coliseum where we are scoreless. Chizowski to take the face-off for the Rangers against McEachern for Peoria. Mark LaChapelle, the linesman, drops the puck, and who's got it? Lavoie has it. Dumps it into the Rangers' end. And Brochu tried to get it out. There's a shot from the point by Pollock. Poshek to Shudra. Knocked down behind the net.
Watch Rudy Poshek work.
Yeah, he doesn't hesitate to bang somebody when he gets an opportunity, that's for sure. Rob Graham working with this group. There's Hammond in post. Graham now has it behind the net and brings it around. Tries to center. It's stolen away and sent all the way down. And do they wave the icing off? Nope, they don't. Icing against the Peoria Rivermen, and the Faceoff will come all the way back down in front of goaltender Darrell May, as you got to look at Rudy Poshek going off.
Played in every game, 82 games last year with the Denver Rangers. And he is one of the toughest guys. Last season he was one of the toughest guys in the IHL. This year he spent 14 games up in New York, and he was just reassigned to Denver for a couple of games. Tonight and tomorrow night's game with Salt Lake, and tomorrow's game with Salt Lake should be quite interesting. We'll talk about the Mark Jansen's incident in the next stoppage of play.
Rivermen win the faceoff and bring it the other way. Offside as Ducalan tried to send it into the zone. Tried to hit Darren Smith, but Smith had gotten in ahead of the puck.
What happened last Saturday in Salt Lake was that Mark Jansen's happened to have an unfortunate incident where he and Martin Simard happened to get in an altercation. Simard took Jansen to the ice. When Jansen was falling to the ice, his helmet popped off, his head hit the ice, struck the ice, and Jansen was knocked out. In fact, they don't expect him back for the rest of the season. There were some suspensions sorted out in that incident, and I'll talk about those.
Rangers control the puck. Bloomberg now circles and will look for help. Hammond sends it into the zone. Laviolette tries to keep it in along with Lafreniere. Twist. Gloved by Richter, and he leaves it for Hammond. I take that back for Bloomberg. Bloomberg, he'll go coast to coast. Brings it all the way in. Centering pass, trying to find Lafreniere. Worked along the boards by McEachern now. Lafreniere kicks it clear. He doesn't have a stick. Doing all this work with his feet right now. Shot from the point, saved May. Knocked down in front is Laviolette. No whistle. Hammond. To Lafreniere. Shot never got to the goaltender. Here's Bloomberg. May with the save. Lafreniere has the rebound. Backhander. And that goes way wide. Knocked out of the zone finally by Darren Smith.
The Rangers really peppered May on that rush, and they'll try it again here. 40 seconds left in the period.
That was the best offensive splurge we've seen by any team so far. Rotten with a heavy hit along the end boards as he really laid into Pollock. Brought out. 27 seconds remaining in the first period. Jason Moore sends it back in. Rotten trying to chase it down, but Odeline has it. Stolen away by Moore. Moore trying to go around the defense. Still with control of the puck. Rotten trying to help, but it looks like we will have a face-off with, well, it's either 8 or 9 seconds left. I think
that's
it's 8
seconds. A couple of bulbs are out of the score clock as we take a look at some WCHA and CCH scores. And we'll decide to hold on to those until intermission. Hold on for that. Get you all that information and the interview with Dwayne Thomas, the coach.
I'll tell you, if somebody told me that we would be scoreless after a period tonight, I might have taken some of that action. Not that we would bet on anything, but...
Not hardly at all. Hardly at all. And the Rangers and Rivermen are scoreless with just 8 seconds remaining here in the first period. And Simon Wilden will take this face-off, and it's tough to keep him quiet for a period. Draw so many penalties, and he's been around the net. May's made some pretty impressive stops.
Wielden and McEachern. And Wielden comes out of there with it, but May pokes it to the end boards. McCaughey tries to get it around. Does finally to Tomlinson, and the period is over. And after one period of play here at the Denver Coliseum, the Denver Rangers and the Peoria Rivermen are scoreless. Zip, zip. Who would have thought it? But that's the way it has turned out here so far. Neither team with much action. The Rangers, in the last 3 or 4 minutes of this period, did manage to put some pressure on Darrell May, but not enough to get a goal past him. And both May and the goaltender for the Denver Rangers, Mike Richter, have really not been very busy so far in tonight's game. We'll have all of the stats from the first period and more when we return here to the Denver Coliseum after this timeout.
Look up, America. Past Ford Taurus to the car named Best Domestic Four-Door Sedan in America. Eagle Premier.
Scores that we can give you up to this point, and we'll of course update those as we go along through tonight's game, as we have played one period here at the Denver Coliseum and we are scoreless. Let's take a look at some NBA scores for you now as we try to cover the bases. And Philadelphia and Charles Barkley laying it on New Jersey as they beat them by 8. Dallas over, I think, a very surprising Charlotte Hornets team. And let's take a look as we'll go through them quickly. Atlanta leading Milwaukee in the fourth quarter. The Lakers trailing the Boston Celtics in the Garden tonight in the third period. And Indiana behind Chicago after 3 quarters. Portland trailing Phoenix after 1 quarter of play. And the Denver Nuggets, of course, tonight are at the Los Angeles Clippers playing out on the coast. A 1-game road trip. They're back here tomorrow night against those very same Clippers. So there you have the scores from around the country as we have them for you at this point. We'll be right back at the start of the second period in just a moment.
You have to be able to make it on your own. But to make it off the ground, you need the whole team behind you.
Aim high. Air Force.
And we are underway in the second period and out of breath as we run to the top of the Coliseum. Joe Rulin, you must be younger and in better shape than I am.
I'm just disguising it. Talking under my breath as to mention it's underway. The Rangers, Rivermen, nothing after 1 period, just to start a second period. Just reported Stefan Brochu will not return for the Denver Rangers. He's re-injured his bruised knee as we'll have a face-off, or excuse me, icing has been whistled. To look at Kevin Miller from Michigan State, who after the Olympics last season opted to go back to college, participate in the playoffs with Michigan State, and then he decided to start things over in camp. Had a very good camp, and he's had a very good start for the Rangers here. He's third in the league in scoring with 49 points, first in the league in assists with 33.
Thank you for talking for so long, and now you can catch your breath. 19:29 to play in the second period as we are just underway. A scoreless game from Coliseum. And Simon Wheeldon to take a face-off to the stick side of Darrell May for the Rivermen against Shane McEachern. I'll tell you, Wheeldon and McEachern have really had a lot of face-offs against each other tonight already.
They know each other well.
Indeed they do. Graham, backhand to Wheeldon, right in front to Steppen. His shot never got to the goaltender. And the Rivermen come the other way. Pollock to McEachern. Pollock now centers, but it's stolen away there. And the other way is Steppen. Rubbed off of it there by Odeline and kept in at the point by Jason Moore. Odeline now working hard, wheeling around is Wheeldon, and boy, did May have to be alert there.
Wheeldon is always chiseling around the net. The guys on the team call him Chiz. He's always chipping around the net looking for the empty net in the puck.
Hard shot from out in front by Poshak as the Rangers keep it in. Steppen to Poshak. He gulps it to the end board. Graham behind, working with Wheeldon. He wheels out from behind the net, and then it's stolen there by Odeline and punched out by the Rivermen. Jason Moore will skate it across the blue line and offside as Wielden got caught in, and he was trying to come off to make a change, but got caught up inside. For those of you in the Prime Sports Network viewing area, you can see the Denver Nuggets in action against the Portland Trailblazers this Tuesday night from McNichols Arena, beginning at 7:30, or take that back, 6:30, with Prime Sports Line, followed by game action at 7:30. For those of you watching on the Madison Square Garden Network, there's exciting Knicks basketball coming your way. Be with us Saturday at 7:05 when the Knicks battle the Washington Bullets at Madison Square Garden. Knicks basketball Saturday at 7:05 on the MSG Network.
Just got a note from Kelly Chase of the Peoria Rivermen, who was sitting out tonight. He said he'd like to say hi to some friends and family back in Porcupine Plain, Saskatchewan. He says a Merry Christmas to all of them. Don't ask me to say it again.
Porcupine Plain. I was talking with Bill Chadwick between periods, and he believes that this is the first time that in this building the Rangers have played a scoreless first period this year.
Actually, they won against Muskegon last week.
They did.
And had a scoreless first period. Muskegon, a very good defensive team. And you're looking at Tony, yes, the twist. And he leads the team in penalty minutes on the season. Very rugged defenseman. He'll roam and he'll decongest around that net.
I can just see Tony Twist, if he ever makes it to the Bigs and gets on ESPN, it'll be Tony Twist like we did last summer in the highlights. May with the save. And it's poked around by McLean. Kept in at the point by Gagne. Twist now sends it back to Smith. Darren Smith looking to complete the pass to McLean, but can't do it. Chizowski now loses the puck. Twist sends it back in right on goaltender Mike Richter, and he'll send it around the board. Kept in there by Duquelan. Smith to Duquelan and Lafreniere. The pair of 15s colliding along the end boards. Behind the net, working hard with it is McLean. And he's finally rubbed off of it by Hammond. Here comes Lafreniere. Looking for Miller, can't find him. Now he'll wheel around, keeping control. Gets some help there along the side boards by Jeff Bloomberg. May out of the nets to control. Stolen away almost by Miller from behind, and it goes all the way down, and I believe we will have an icing. Yes, indeed. And the faceoff will come all the way back down into the Peoria zone.
Ron Shudra is the one that touched the puck for the Rangers, and if you're wondering where Ron Shudra came from, he was acquired in the Jeff Crossman trade. Crossman was traded to Edmonton in exchange for Ron Shudra. And Shudra, an offensive-minded defenseman. It's 5 points on the year for the Rangers. A look at the bench and Peter Mahovlich giving some instructions to his players.
There's been a lot of trades with this club this year, which really means that the New York Rangers have been very active.
That's right. New York Rangers enjoying a lot of success this season. They're in second place currently in the Patrick Division, 2 points behind Pittsburgh.
Turcotte with a shot, poked away by May. Now it's out of the zone. Streaking down for the Rivermen is Brad McCaughey. He's knocked down by Shudra. Behind the net is Bloomberg trying to find it. He kicks at it, can't quite get it away. Now it's out in front. Look out. Popped up in the air, and it finally comes to Broughton. Broughton ahead to Miller. Miller gets it ahead to Turcotte. Shot kicked wide by May, and then almost poked away, but now a shot from a very tough angle by Miller. That was from an almost impossible angle, but he took it anyway. Streaking the other way comes Lowry. And the Rivermen having trouble controlling. And finally, the Rangers will send it ahead, and into the bench goes Shudra's pass to Bloomberg, and we are scoreless with 15:33 to go. We'll be right back.
The legend of the Muy Grande. This is the story of one of the most prestigious of all deer contests that honor hunters who are lucky enough to come away with the biggest of the big bucks, the Muy Grande. It portrays an adventure in the heart of perhaps the most prolific white-tailed deer country in the nation. Witness rarely seen rutting behavior. If you're serious about white-tailed deer hunting, then this tape should be in your library.
Call 1-800-334-4700. That's 1-800-334-4700. Visa, MasterCard, and American Express accepted.
McEachern and Wielden again will face off.
Gee, that's unusual.
Oh, boy, I'm telling you. And Wielden wins it to Poshak. Ahead to Wielden. Wielden trying to go around the defense. Now he'll look for some help. Goes off his stick. And back the other way is McEachern. Jason Moore steps in. Poshak to Wielden. Looking for Graham. Can't find him. Now he pushes it in. Would have been offsides, except McEachern got it. Look out, he gets it ahead. And right to I'll take that back. That's Dave Tomlinson. But a great save by Richter as he goes crawling across in front of Tomlinson, who got the breakaway pass from McEachern.
There's two important things, two ingredients that Mike Richter has as a goaltender. As you take another look at it, Richter and Tomlinson here picks up the pass at the blue line, gets around Poshak, and then it's a nice save. Forward to the puck a little too much out on his stick. Couldn't raise the puck enough to get it by Richter. So you get a look at the balance of Mike Richter. That's one of the ingredients. Richter has the balance and the concentration that no other goaltenders have, or very rare. Those are very rare characteristics for a goaltender, and that's what makes him so effective.
Lafreniere was skating in for what might have been a shot, but he had it poked off his stick by Wayne Gagne. Rangers keep it in. The thing about that is that Tomlinson got Richter to go down, but Richter didn't give up on the puck. He kept putting his glove up and everything else he could find to make sure that if he did get the puck up, that it hopefully was going to hit something.
We'll look at McLean from Peoria. Interesting altercation also here at the Coliseum the other night was when Odeline and Laviolette decided to leave the penalty box and continue their fight. And neither were suspended for any games. They were suspended financially, but they are not going to miss any games.
We got to get some tougher guys to patrol that penalty box. You can't be letting those players come out of there.
Who's going to stop them?
Not me. Laviolette checked along the far boards, and Hammond there trying to help out. Finally poked free, but the Rivermen have it. Here's Twist. Twist out on defense along with Brad McCaughey. Now McCaughey sends it up, and the Rangers break that up. Lafreniere tries to steer it out, but it's sent back in. Quick shot in front. And the save by Richter, the quick shot coming from Peter Duras. As Twist made the steal, I believe it was Twist, and got it to Duras, and he was right there for the shot.
They pepper Richter for a couple of more. As you look at Lafreniere trying to bring the puck out of the zone, loses it. It's picked up by Odeline, and then tried to chisel in there by Duras. And then McCaughey comes over and says, let me have a crack at this, and he can't do it either. Richter turns him away. First shot on net by Duras. Then McCaughey tries it a couple more times. He's tangled up a couple of defensemen, and Richter covers the puck up. Well, face-off will come to the left of Mike Richter in the Ranger zone.
You're right, it was Odeline and not Twist who made the steal and got the puck to Duras for that initial shot. Odeline keeps it in at the point. Skated out from behind the net is McEachern, and now stolen away, and here come the Rangers. Miller will wait for help, centers it, but nobody's there. And right back the other way is Tomlinson.
4 shots apiece for both teams. 4 shots on goal apiece for both teams here in the second period.
Shudra skating it up. Tries to hit Miller at the blue line, but it's broken up by the Rivermen, and they bring it back with Pollock. Pollock ahead to Harlow. Some Pounding along the inboard. Look at that.
Poshek going at it in the corner. Something might happen if a whistle blows here.
He leveled Darren Taylor. Now he's holding him up. Miller skating in along the far board. He knocks down Lavoie. And there's some hitting going on now, ladies and gentlemen. Shudra. Miller tries to clear it out. It's kept in at the point by Smith. His shot was deflected and goes into the corner. Now Poshek trying to force a face-off. He goes down. Darren Smith working behind the net. And they're just waiting for a face-off. These guys want to blow. Shudra will try to clear it out. But over there at the point to keep it in is Lavoie. And now finally we do get a face-off.
Terrific job by Peoria. They didn't get any shots on net, but they sure kept the puck in the Rangers zone. The Rangers are happy to see that puck leave the playing surface, and they need the break as you're going to look at Darren Smith, who had a couple of confrontations with Rudy Poshek.
12:01 to go here in the second period, and we are still scoreless at the Denver Coliseum. The Denver Rangers against the Peoria Rivermen. And Simon Wheeldon this time will take the face-off against Peter Doris. Just about every other time it's been McEachern, but some equipment repair for Mike Richter.
Trying to catch a breath of fresh air without any pucks coming at him. 12 minutes remaining, second period.
Wheeldon, as usual, wins the face-off, and then it's sent down the ice by Steppen. Here's McCoy. Duras stolen away by Wheeldon. He tried to get it to Steppen. Brought back in by Duras. Save Richter. Now Jason Moore around the boards to Gagne. Shot never got there. Went off Wheeldon. Here comes Steppen. Take that back. That's Poshek. He's got Steppen with him. Nice stick handling. He takes the shot off his knees, but it was wide. Jason Moore keeps it in. To Wheeldon. To Steppen. Quick shot. He scores! Steppen, he wasted no time, and he blasted it past Daryl May.
Steppen on the one-timer, took it by Daryl May, and the Rangers go up 1-0 with 11:19 remaining second period. Moore keeps it in for the Rangers, and Wheeldon does what he does best, chisels against the board, sets the one-timer up for Steppen, and Steppen puts the top shelf over the left shoulder of Daryl May.
And I'll tell you, watch this, even in slow motion, this baby is a rocket. He really ripped that one, and as you say, he one-timed it, wasted absolutely no time in beating Daryl May, and the Rangers lead it 1-0.
It's the 8th goal of the year for Brad Steppen, and the Wheeldon now has 57 points on the season.
How'd you know I was looking for that 8th goal?
Jason Moore, I'm sure, will get an assist on that as well.
Wheeldon take that back. We'll get this correct. Jason Moore and Wheeldon the assist on the goal by Steppen. There's a low shot by Chizowski and the save by May. The goal coming at 8:41. Steppen the goal from Wheeldon.
Let's take another replay.
I think they're giving it to Moore.
At the shot by Steppen, as you mentioned. We're taking a look at a different play here as Chizowski winds up with this one. Didn't quite catch all of it, but May had to extend in order to make the stop on that. 10:52 remaining. Period number 2. The Rangers are up 1-0 after the goal by Brad Steppen.
Boy, that was a rocket. I'm telling you, even in slow motion, that baby got there in a hurry.
May really could do nothing at that point. It was a shot from the top of the left circle, one-timed it, and boom, by May before he knew the shot was even taken.
That's bad. That's really a classic Rangers goal, too. They don't waste any time. They score in a hurry. And a quick pass from Simon Wheeldon to Brad Steppen, and it's bingo in the net. Turcotte taking the face-off, wins it, gets it to Broughton. He can't control. Kept in there by Turcotte. Well, now it's forced to center. And all the way across to Harlow. Hammonds fields it away. Sent around the boards by Simon Gagne. McEachern with a shot. That's wide of the target. Hammond trying to force it away from Tomlinson. Puck is loose. McEachern almost had it. But it's ahead to Turcotte, to Miller. Miller might have a chance. Shot. Save made. And with that, we will return to the Denver Coliseum where the Rangers lead the Rivermen 1-0.
Mitsubishi.
You want value for your money, so you ought to know that Prius offers more than 60 standard features. Toyota Tercel doesn't. Prius comes with a split fold-down rear seat, cut pile carpeting, and side window defoggers, scratched Tercel. And Prius, imported by Mitsubishi, costs $800 less than Tercel EZ. For extraordinary value, see your Mitsubishi Motors dealer, because Mitsubishi is suddenly the obvious choice.
Doesn't have that big of a shot. Now Diaz is here.
And the good-looking crowd on hand here tonight at the Coliseum, rooting on their Denver Rangers to this 1-0 lead. 10:15 to go. Quick shot off the faceoff by Steppen. He wants more. His pass for Graham goes wide, but Shudra dumps it back in for the Rangers. Here's Steppen. Knocked off of it by Twist, and the Rivermen come the other way. Smith dumps it into the corner. Richter out behind the net, and he gets it all the way around and out. Tell us a little bit more about those suspensions for the game against Salt Lake City.
What happened was with Jansen's, as the puck is fair caught by one of the fans as it leaves the playing surface. What happened when Jansen's was knocked out, there were some altercations that occurred before the incident, and Stu Grimson, one of the people involved, has been suspended for 1 game. He will not play tomorrow night when the Rangers play in Salt Lake. Also, Samard has been suspended for 10 games. That is, the next time the Rangers and Eagles meet, the next 10 times, he will not be able to play those games. And Jansen's, who is right now reportedly out for the season, if he were to play, he would not be able to play as well for those 10 games when the Rangers and Eagles meet. But also, something interesting today, the Golden Eagles appealed the decision by the commissioner, Bud Poyle, and that's going under more investigation, and they'll see exactly if they'll keep in hold of that decision.
Be interesting, and the unfortunate part about all of this is that it really does nothing for Mark Jansen, because his season is probably over with that head injury that I understand was at least some kind of fracture. Maybe not a complete skull fracture, but certainly some kind of hairline fracture, and that is nothing to mess around with.
You look at Mike Richter making another save tonight, this one coming from just outside the blue line. Look at the blast, and that went up a little high, went off the chest, and glove that one. Faceoff will come to the right of Mike Richter.
Lafreniere and Duras wins the draw. Pollock shot wide of the target. Corralled in the corner by Lowry. And there's a shot that, again, Richter covers at the side of the net. That's off the stick of Darren Taylor. As you get a good look at Taylor.
Taylor and Poshak in a bit of a shoving match earlier here in the second period. As I mentioned, Poshak adds a little bit of confidence to everybody on the team. When you see him out there pushing around, when you see Rudy out there, you know you have some strength and toughness in back of you. And the Rangers have picked up their game physically here in the second period.
1-0 our score. Denver leading Peoria. And again, the goal by Steppen from Wheeldon. And yes, Jason Moore at 8:41. We had some conflicting information. There's Twist with a shot. Never got to the goaltender. Now Hammond with it. Gets it ahead and out to Chizowski. But Twist brings it right back in. Stolen away by Chizowski. Chizowski now with a 3-on-2. Gets it to Lafreniere. He scores! What a beautiful goal as Chizowski took it in on the wing. Got it back to Lafreniere, and he just waited and waited and waited. Finally picked his spot and scored.
We mentioned during the first intermission that this line would score tonight, and certainly they do here in the second period. Chizowski leaves it for Lafreniere, and Lafreniere puts it in the 5-hole of Darrell May between the pads, and the Rangers go up 2-0. That's the 9th goal of the season for Lafreniere. And for Chizowski, give him another assist.
That's a classic, too, as the scorer comes down and waits and waits and waits, and eventually that goaltender has to pull those pads apart because he's looking for the shot everywhere but right between the legs. And and May finally did, and that's exactly where Lafreniere went.
Interesting set of circumstances is that Lafreniere, his father played with Peter Mahavlich in the NHL. There you say, May waffle one into the crowd.
So Lafreniere from Chizowski at 11:26, and all of a sudden it's a 2-zip lead, and as we speculated between periods, the scoreless tie couldn't last all that much longer.
Certainly not. The Rangers now with 166 goals on the season. Yep, that's tops in the IHL.
That's over 5 a game that they're scoring at this point, and I'll tell you, when you have a goaltender like Richter, if you can get 5 goals a game, you're going to win your fair share.
That's right. You also have some strong depth, the Rangers do, with Ron Scott and Scott Brouwer. Brouwer has the lowest goals against average on the team this season. Good goaltending. The Rangers can score the goals, and I think you'll see a turnaround in the second part of the season.
McLean in across the line, knocked off of it. And now Miller tries to get it out, but McLean is there. Ahead to Broughton. Broughton to Gagne. Across the line. Now Turcotte wheels. Comes to the side of the net, right in front, poked away. Good opportunity for Turcotte, but it was poked away by May. Here's Harlow. Shot. Went off the side of the net. Harlow banging with Smith in the corner.
Rangers now kind of letting up. They've picked things up in a sense, as I mentioned, physically, but Peoria putting on some pressure, but not able to get any shots on goal as Harlow falls on top of the puck. You get a look at Scott Harlow. Third on the team in scoring. 23 points this season. 7:24 remaining in the second period. The Rangers are up 2-0. You get a look at Brad Stepan, who has the Rangers' first goal with a blistering one-timer from just the top of the left circle, put it by May. The other goal coming from Lafreniere.
I'll tell you what, May had really no shot on that goal by Stepan. It was such a hard shot, and it came so quickly from the pass. He just wasted no time with it, and I don't know if he ever really saw it. Rivermen win the faceoff, bring it in. Shot from the point, knocked down. Kept in there by Pollock. Now the Rangers ahead. Graham can't handle the pass from Wheeldon. Might have had a great opportunity, but couldn't quite handle the pass. Stepan to Wheeldon. Pollock tries to rub him off of it. Graham has it. Back out to the line. Shudra shot. Stick save by May. Duras fans on a shot as he tried to just send it into the zone. And now Graham scrambling, trying to get it ahead to Wheeldon. He does. Stepan's with him. Back to Graham. It's poked off of his stick by McCaughey. And now the other way comes Duras to Lowry. His shot knocked down by Poshak. Actually, it was a pass, not really a shot. And now a whistle by referee Derek Martin.
Graham whistled for playing the puck with a high stick. 6:21 remaining here in the second period. And as I mentioned, the Rangers and the Eagles go at it again. Salt Lake, that's right, tomorrow night in Salt Lake. And it was a week ago tomorrow night when the whole incident broke out with Jansen's. And it will be quite interesting as we'll have a chance to speak with head coach Peter Mahavlich about that incident. We'll talk to him during the second intermission.
Really interesting to me this year how many really serious injuries have come about in the National Hockey League and, of course, here in the IHL off of incidents like that. We've seen a bunch this year, and you wonder, look out as Laviolette takes a stick in the face, but apparently he's all right. He's going to hang in there and continue to play. Here's Twist. Twist tries to push it ahead to Tomlinson. Jason Moore collides with his own goaltender behind the net. Now Moore has it. Moore rifles it into the zone, comes all the way around the boards, and Chizowski's there to keep it in. Lafreniere skates over but can't keep it in, then the puck comes all the way down, and both teams try to change up on the fly. Pollock has it taken away. Here's Darren Smith. Brings it in. Waits for some help. Moore checking him along the far boards. Kept in there by Odeline. And now Lafreniere ahead to Gagne. Gagne rifles one, and a good save by May. That was another hard shot. All the way around. Odeline will just dump it in on Richter, and he'll send it the other way. Wheeldon has it. Looking ahead, a whistle, and we'll have a face-off coming with the Rangers leading 2-0 and 4:59 to go in the second period. We'll be right back.
You were the first in this family to get into college.
I'm so proud of you.
I can't go, can I? I just can't afford to send you.
I didn't mean to let you down.
I understand. Maybe next year. Maybe.
Hard-working students deserve a chance. Please, support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Derek Martin, the referee, has whistled a penalty against the Rangers for too many men on the ice, and so the Rangers will be a man down now. Peter Laviolette will serve the penalty for the Rangers, and now the power play crew for the Peoria Rivermen will go to work. It's Harlow out there along with Doris and Lowry up front, and on the back line, and it's Pollock and Lavoie.
Rivermen 20.8% on their power play efficiency so far this season, 0 for 1 tonight.
Here's Wheeldon. Short-handed opportunity. He skates it in, but he's poked off of it. Quick backhand shot by Broughton that just went wide. Good short-handed opportunity for the Rangers. Harlow has it. He'll take time to set out. Comes out to the blue line to Lavoie. Here's Pollock with it to Lavoie. He'll take the shot. That one goes wide. I think it went off of one of the Ranger defensemen, and now Lavoie can't keep it in. And the Rivermen will have to come back out and set up. They'll change.
Rangers need to clear that congestion in front of Mike Richter. Lowry was standing all alone for the past couple of shots by Peoria. Now Turcotte has it for the Rangers, and they're taking a few more minutes off of this penalty. It's man advantage for the Rivermen.
It's Shudra, Moore, Turcotte, and we'll get you the other Ranger, Miller, trying to kill the penalty off now. 34 seconds remaining on the too many men penalty, bench penalty being served by Laviolette. Rangers steal it away, and it's sent to center ice where the Rivermen will have to regroup. Gagne across to Odeline. Ducalon brings it in. Tries to center, nobody there. Odeline will keep it in. Tomlinson tries to center, but that was a weak effort, and it's lofted out front to Turcotte.
The Rangers are back at full strength. Good job of penalty killing by Denver.
So the Rivermen now 0 for 2 on power plays tonight. And streaking into the zone comes McLean. Takes it back to Lavoie with the shot. Went up over the net.
Nice save by Mike Richter with a lot of traffic in front.
Off his blocker and up over the net. And Lavoie with that shot, and you're right, there was a lot of traffic in front. Laviolette dumps it back down into the Peoria zone. McCaughey there. And the Rivermen will bring it back. Darren Taylor dumps it in to the Ranger zone. Hammond tries to get it ahead to Lafreniere. And now Twist has it. 2:03 left in the second period. And the Denver Rangers with that 2-0 lead that they built here in the second period after a scoreless first. Here's Wheeldon. Wheeldon with Steppen. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Wheeldon, wait, scores! Oh, what a beautiful play. I think Wheeldon tried to, or faked the pass to Steppen, Maybe he actually even made it, but it came right back to him, and he scored.
He actually made the pass, and it went off the defenseman's skate. Puck went right back on his stick, and let's take a look how this whole thing developed. Wilding, who's an explosive one, breaks in 2-on-1 on Peoria. This is Odenline, makes the pass off his skate, gets it back, and puts it top shelf. And Wilding collects his 32nd goal of the season. He now has 58 points, tying Darren Fleury of Salt Lake for the lead in that department. Rangers go up 3-0 with 1:35 remaining in the second period.
Wielded the goal at 18-17, and it is unassisted. So the Rangers lead. Look out, quick shot by Harlow, and save by Richter. Poshek gets it ahead. Here comes Turcotte, 2-on-1 again. And, oh, Miller can't handle it. Jumped over his stick. Nice 2-on-1. Back into Miller. Centers. Turcotte's not there as he's being pushed by Odenline. Now Duras has it knocked away. 1 minute to go in the second period. And the Rangers with the lead. Jason Moore now looking for some help. Moore ahead to Miller, and in across was Turcotte offside on the Rangers. Rangers haven't had many offsides in this game tonight. They've played very well.
Look at Darren Turcotte for the Rangers. I mentioned he started the season up for New York, then was reassigned to Denver. And Darren Turcotte has a big slap shot. He has a terrific blast from the top of the circle. He can take it, or he is so fluid, and he can skip by the defenseman in a blink of an eye. And he's very good, very potent for the Rangers. As I mentioned, they have him. They have Lafreniere now. They have Simon Wilding, Kevin Miller. An overabundance of scores. I guess you can never have an overabundance of scores.
Well, you know, firepower can be very useful, and the Rangers certainly have plenty of it. Lafreniere now in the corner. Wheels around, keeps control of the puck as he moves away from danger. Gets it across to Bloomberg, and now the Rangers have it out. Here's Laviolette. He'll bring it in. Shot. Saved by May. That was a good low hard shot. 20 seconds to go in the period. Shudra. Back to Shudra. And he had Chazowski there. Shot saved by May. 9 seconds to go in the period. And the Rangers have really turned it up a notch as far as putting on the pressure here tonight. Here in the second period, and that's the way the period will end. As Chazowski just shoved it towards the net with about 1 second remaining. And the Rangers have really come back in fine fashion in the second period after a scoreless first to forge that 3-0 lead, and we saw some beautiful goals.
That's right, Daryl May kind of left handicapped in his own zone. A big blast by Stepan. Lafreniere waiting and through a lot of patience, putting it through the pads of May, and then capping the second period, scoring for the Rangers with their third goal of that period. And the Rangers up 3-0 after 2 periods.
And we will be right back. Timeout. And again, we sprint to the top of the Coliseum. I'm not used to this, especially after being up at Keystone all day skiing.
And I was just sitting basically the whole day, so I'm rested up. Ready to go.
What's your excuse, man?
A lot of trips to the water fountain.
There you go.
We have Mike Richter. Look at Mike Richter. No goals allowed so far, and as I mentioned, in his last 2 games, he has just surrendered 3 goals he has faced. Correction, his last 2 games, he has surrendered just 5 goals after facing 75 shots on goal.
And we are underway in the third period as the Rangers try to dislodge the puck, and they do. Here's Miller. Long shot, knocked down easily by May in front. And it's tossed out and to center ice where Bloomberg has it. Miller touches it to Turcotte. He is rubbed off of it along the far side by Wayne Gagne. Miller tried to keep it in. Now it's shoved out by Smith and then tossed right back in by Bloomberg.
What the Rangers have to look out for is that they can't relax too much. The past 2 games, they've had that early lead, come into the third period and enter that third period and kind of lay down. They get a little lackadaisical. They've got to come out and play a full third period.
And the games have really been fairly close these last two. Even though the Rangers are going for the sweep tonight, they have not blown out the Peoria Rivermen, as you might expect that they might when you look at the records and the goal scoring and defensive abilities of these two teams. Steppen ahead to Wielden. He'll take it in, tries to go around the defense, does, but the puck is already to the end boards, and he'll send it back out for the slap shot from the point by Hammond. That's wide.
Graham had a good chance there for the tip. Couldn't put the stick on the puck.
Steppen sends it back in, and now an offside whistle by linesman Mark LaChapelle, and the faceoff will come outside the Peoria blue line.
Jim, you alluded to the two previous games this week played between the Rangers and the Rivermen, and they have been close. The Rangers won on Tuesday night by a score of 4-3. Then on Wednesday night, they won 4-2, but the game was 3-2 pretty much throughout the third period until Kevin Miller added an empty net goal with about 4 seconds remaining in that contest. So the Rangers, as I mentioned, have to play a full third period. The Rivermen like to score in the third period, as do the Rangers. The Rangers have outscored their opponents almost 2-1 in the third period.
Lafreniere has it stolen away by Tomlinson. Kept in, and Lafreniere's shot just touched wide by Twist. Harlow has it. Now it's poked off of his stick, and Twist will come in to tie up Lafreniere along the boards. Poked out of there, and Laviolette came out with it. May reaches around behind the net and shoves it to the far side. Poshek keeps it in. Laviolette in the corner. Back to Poshek. Nice pass to Chazowski off the glass, and Lafreniere can't keep it in. Here's Twist. Shoves it ahead and out, but Jason Moore now has it. Moore will skate it in. Moore trying to go around the defense. Drop pass to Chazowski. His shot gloved by May.
Good job by May. Got some traffic in front. Concentrated on the puck and made the glove save. Let's take another look. Jason Moore drops it off to Chazowski. Chazowski wrists it from the top of the circle, and May with the glove save. 17:32 remaining in the third period. The Rangers are up 3-0.
That's a nifty little drop pass by Jason Moore. You don't necessarily expect that from a defenseman, but dropped it right to Chazowski, and he whistled one towards May.
Jason Moore is a complete player. He was drafted #1 by the Rangers in 1987 in the entry draft. And he can play some hard-nosed defense and skate the puck up ice as well.
Rangers win the face-off. Now the Rivermen have control, but stolen away by Broughton. And Odeline gets it right back. Kept in on the far side by Bloomberg. Now Smith and Broughton battle along the end boards. Broughton wins the battle, skates it in front, now circles. Broughton looking for some open ice, can't find any. Miller centers it, comes right out to Shudra. He waits, sends it into the corner. Miller and Broughton trying to poke it free. And it's finally brought out of there by Wayne Gagne. Gagne will skate it up the ice. Now dishes off ahead to Taylor. Taylor's shot blocked nicely by Richter. Shot dangerous out in front. Went between the legs of Richter, but he must have gotten enough of it just to send it wide. Big chance for the Rivermen, but they could not convert. Turcotte now slaps at it, dumps it in, and both teams will change. Steppen comes out, tries to make the check, and the shot comes all the way around to the end boards. McCaughey there. McCaughey battles with Hammond. Now it's brought out in front. Dangerously so, right out in front. That shot just rolls wide. Here's Doris. Doris' shot goes across the crease. Lavoie was there, but could not get his stick on the puck. Slapped all the way back down by Lavoie. Lowry skates it in the zone. Backhands it through the crease again, and it comes out. Twist rifles it back in. Steppen is there. He'll bring it the other way. Steppen in, across, but Wielden was there ahead of the puck. And an offside whistled against the Rangers.
Of course, the Rangers tomorrow night play in Salt Lake, and while Peoria will travel to Kalamazoo to take on the Wings tomorrow night. So both teams have a very, very long week. And finally, I think they're glad they concluded 4 games in a matter of 5 days for both teams. So when you have to make that travel, It takes a lot out of the team.
Well, the good thing about the teams that come here to Denver to play is because Denver and Salt Lake are out here on the western edge of the IHL. They'll come in and play a 3-game set like this. You don't have to pick up and play in a different arena every night. Now Tomlinson loses his helmet and some pushing and shoving in front.
There's Poshek in the middle of that. And
I think Rudy had a little hand in ripping that helmet off of Tomlinson.
Poshek wants a piece of on the line as well.
And Poshek will be going off with the penalty, a high sticking penalty to Rudy Poshek. And Tiny Grant and his CSU Rams return to PSN tomorrow night as they host the Oral Roberts Titans for Moby Arena in Fort Collins. You can catch it live tomorrow night beginning at 7 with Sports Talk right here on Prime Sports Network. Coming up Monday on MSG Network, there's exciting New York Rangers hockey following MSG Sports Desk and game night at 7 when the Rangers take on the Washington Capitals at Madison Square Garden. That's game night and New York Rangers hockey Monday following MSG Sports Desk at 7 p.m. on MSG Network.
Interesting game for the Rangers tomorrow night is that they go to Montreal to take on the Canadiens, and a lot of people are hoping to see Guy Lafleur play in Montreal tomorrow. It will not happen. Big disappointment.
Unfortunately so, but wouldn't that be something? Boy, would it look strange to see him out on the Forum ice with a Rangers sweater on rather than that Montreal jersey.
Peoria with the one-man advantage. Poshek was whistled for the penalty.
High sticking at 4:33 of the third period. And Lafreniere, Miller, take that back, Moore, Hammond, and Wheeldon out trying to kill this penalty off. Up front for the Rivermen, it's McLean, Tomlinson, McCaughey, and then on the back line, it's Lavoie along with Pollock for the Rivermen. Here's Lavoie. He just shoves it into the zone.
Key for the Rangers on this penalty kill is to force the play. But Peoria is doing a good job of passing.
Lavoie's shot up over the top of the net. McLean centers. Poked wide. And now it's tossed out of there by Hammond all the way down. 1:06 left on the penalty to Poshek. Shudra. He'll whistle it back down the ice, and the Rangers doing a good job right now, just rifling out of it, out of their own zone.
The Rangers, of course, 26.7% penalty kill efficiency, not nearly where they want it to be. Last season, the Rangers led the league in shorthanded goals.
That's such a big stat. You take a look at a team that leads the league, any league, in shorthanded goals, and they're usually right at the top. Those are will breakers.
And the Rangers were at the top last season.
And again, the Rivermen misfire on a pass, and it comes out of the zone. 23 seconds left on the penalty. Again, stolen away, this time by Turcotte. He can't control it, and Harlow now has it. Back to Odeline. Odeline sends it cross ice to McEachern. Now Harlow shoved along the sideboards. 4 seconds left on the penalty. Fake the shot. Here's Lavoie. He'll take the shot. And it comes to the side of the net. Very dangerous. Richter thought he had it in his glove, but it popped out. The penalty is over, and both teams are back at full strength. And with 13:17 remaining in the third period, the Rangers lead at 3-0. We'll be right back to the Coliseum.
Memories are made on Madison Square Garden Network. Look to us for greatness.
Some guests, they come here and there's something particularly hot in the news. They happen to have done something or did not do something up to their standards or up to the standards that we hold for them. And I think that it's, you know, it's incumbent upon me to go right at them and ask why.
Back at the Coliseum, Rangers up 3-0 as you get another look at Mike Richter losing sight of the puck. It's just beside the net, and Peoria hoped to sneak it in the back door, and the Ranger defense swept the puck away and cleared the zone.
He really thought he had gloved it. He thought he was in his glove, and then when it popped out, he thought it popped out right in front of the net. But it was laying right at the side, as you saw, and he couldn't find it. Both teams at full strength. And now a whistle and an offsides. And the faceoff will come outside the Ranger zone.
Barry Chizowski played last year for the Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs at the WCHA.
Saw him several times with Duluth as they came in to play the DU Pioneers. Good player, Chizowski.
Seated next to him, you can see Paul Broughton, who played last season at the University of Minnesota. Couple of WCHAers on this Ranger team, as Wielden ready to take this face-off against who else? McEachern.
Twist dumps it in. Moore waits for help. Jason Moore. Wielden skates it in on his own, tries to push it past the defense. May comes out, sends it around to the sideboards, and Taylor pushes it ahead. Stolen away by Wielden to Steppen. Twist checks him. Puck pops way up in the air. Looks like a 9-iron. McEachern punches it out of the zone, but it's knocked back in by Jason Moore, and Wielden sends it to the far boards. 12:08 to play in the third period, and the Rangers enjoying a 3-zip lead. Rudy Pochek out of the penalty box and dumps it into the Rivermen zone. Here's Lavoie, skates it up, long shot. That went off the stick of Moore and to the sideboards. Moore not a centering pass down, centered right in front. And in good position was Tomlinson, but he couldn't get his stick on it. Miller skates it the other way. Going around Pollock, he goes down on the ice. Shudra trying to keep it in, but Tomlinson, nice pass ahead to McCaughey. Looks like they got a 2-on-1, actually almost a 3-on-1, but they missed the pass. Too bad. McCaughey really had a nice opportunity, as he had both McLean and Odeline skating in with him, but they could not connect on the pass.
Odeline would have been open for the breakaway had the pass been completed to him.
3-zip, the Rangers lead, and look at that. The Clippers laying it on the Nuggets at halftime, and that's really not that surprising. The Clippers have been a pretty good home team this year. They have lost some very tough games out at the Sports Arena, but have played well in almost every game. They've really only been blown out once at their home court. And our score here, as you can see, 3-zip.
Goals by Steppen, Lafreniere, and Wielden for the Rangers.
Lafreniere takes the faceoff against Doris. Doris wins the draw. And then it's just tossed out of the zone by Twist. Doris has it taken away by Hammond. Now he can't control. Finally comes to center ice. And the Rivermen have it. But it's stolen away there. Chizowski. Now Twist gets it right back. Twist sends it all the way across the ice to Lowry, but he can't get it out. Lafreniere steps in, steals, has Laviolette, tries to get it to him, and it went off a defenseman and right in front of May. May poked it to the end boards. Here's Lafreniere. Slap shot, never got to the goaltender. Twist tries to golf it out, can't. Now it's finally pushed to center ice. Hammond sends it back to Laviolette. Tried to hit Lafreniere, but couldn't, and now the Rangers will change up.
Just over 10 minutes remaining in the third period. The Rangers playing a strong third period.
Well, you know, they don't have to be nearly as offensive-minded as they were in that second period, because they've got that 3-goal lead, so they've not put a whole lot of pressure on, but then again, they've not allowed much the other way against Richter. But here come the Rivermen. Lavoie looking ahead for Smith. Stolen away by Pochek. Kept in by the Rivermen. Big collision in front. Lavoie just barely gets part of that shot, and it was a dying quail that never got to the goaltender. Now a whistle, and we will be right back to the Denver Coliseum, where the Rangers lead Peoria 3-zip.
When friends don't stop friends from drinking and driving. Friends die from drinking and driving. Friends die from drinking and driving can kill a friendship.
Get a good look at Darrell May, who played very well in the first period and actually played pretty well in the second period too, but didn't get some help on a couple of really pretty goals by the Rangers.
That's right. The goals certainly weren't caused by bad goaltending. That's definite. After a skate by Wielden, he puts one in, a kind of a freak situation, a beautiful one-timer by Steppen, and then the defense let Lafreniere skate in and put it between the pads of May. He's played very well tonight, as has Richter for the Rangers.
Mike Richter working on the shutout. Rangers trying to get it out of their zone. And now it's finally controlled across the way by Darren Turcotte. Gets it out, but it comes right back in, right on Richter, and he makes the save. Here's Bloomberg. Bloomberg ahead to Broughton, but that's forced back in. Look out. Opportunity as Bloomberg takes down Smith, and there's the penalty. You knew that was coming. Smith had the puck come right to him. He was open momentarily, but Bloomberg said, "Nah, I'm not going to let you have the easy shot." Took him down, and there's the slashing penalty or tripping penalty called by Derek Martin, the referee.
Here, look at Bloomberg trying to interfere a bit.
Yeah.
Taylor, and he took him down. A little bit more than interference as he hauls down Taylor, and the Rangers are on the man disadvantage with 9:06 remaining in the third period.
Tripping call on Bloomberg at 10:54, and we really have had very few penalties in this game here tonight.
Peoria again with a man advantage, and a face-off will come to the right of Mike Richter. They didn't like the looks of that.
Unfair face-off?
So let's try it again.
Yeah, let's do it over, guys. Kirk Shook, the linesman, will drop it for Lafreniere and McLean. Poshek. Hammond will just hammer it down to the other end, right on goal. They had to be alert. It was a long shot, but sometimes those can take funny bounces. Here's McLean. Brings it in. Holds. Gives it to Lavoie at the side. Back to McLean. Fakes the shot. Pass broken up by Wielden. Wielden dives and punches it out. Nice play by Simon Wielden.
Typical of his effort.
8:30 to go here in the third and final period of tonight's hockey game at the Denver Coliseum. Rangers hanging on to that 3-0 lead, but they're a man down. Look out, opportunity developing, but Hammond skates across and makes the steal. Nice play by Hammond. Brings it to the blue line, fires it into the other end.
Hammond does a good job for the Rangers on defense. He's one of those veterans that to take control, and an excellent leader on the team.
Action behind the net as Shudra is there banging with Harlow. Harlow comes out of there, tries to center, can't. Now Odeline has it behind the net to Smith. Smith waits, gets it back to the point to Gagne. Lowry has it taken away. Here comes Turcotte. Turcotte with Broughton. Turcotte brings it in. Now Wheels loses the puck, and Lowry has it, and he'll get it back to Wayne Gagne.
Just 20 seconds left on the man advantage for Peoria.
Duras all the way around. Shudra trying to bother him there. Look out, quick hard shot by Harlow. How did that not go in? Went all the way across the goal mouth. There's a shot knocked down in front, and it's in. Nice play by Smith. As he was being hauled down by Shudra, he backhanded it past Richter, and I don't think Richter ever saw it.
Not at all. Not even probably that initial shot from the point by Pollock. Winds up a high shot, traffic in front. Richter's tied up. Everything's congested in front, and he sneaks it by Richter for Peoria's first goal of the night. And I think that was an even strength goal. Here you see him going down. It was an excellent play. Terrific concentration by Smith as he was going down. He says, "I'm not going to go down without getting a goal."
And Shudra was draped all over him, but it made no difference. as he backhanded it by Richter, and so the first goal of the night for Peoria, and it is Smith getting the goal with the assist to Pollock and Duras, coming at 12:49 of the third period, and it's a two-goal game. Still some time left, 6:54 to play. McEachern races into the zone, picks it up, rubbed off of it there by Hammond. Lafreniere tries to pick it up. Smith bangs him there, and it's sent ahead to Chizowski. Now Lafreniere skates in, shot, blocked by May.
Lafreniere's patient with that puck, and that time May was patient with Lafreniere, and it paid off for Daryl May, goaltender for Peoria.
Simon Gagne ahead to Chizowski. Chizowski to Lafreniere. Tries to find Chizowski breaking in, can't. Lafreniere keeps it in. Here's Simon Gagne. Laviolette, hard shot, blocked by May. Rivermen bring it the other way. Wayne Gagne now stick handles, brings it into the zone, stops, waits for help. Finds McLean, rolls to the side of the net. McCaughey had an opportunity but couldn't handle the pass. McCaughey now trying to tie it up for a face-off, and finally does with 5:50 to go. Face-off will come to the stick side of goalie Mike Richter as you get a good look at the young goaltender.
Doug Sotart, the assistant general manager and assistant coach for the Rangers, said Richter will go tomorrow night as well against Salt Lake. And the way Richter's been playing, you can't help but not name him IHL Player of the Week. And there you get a look at Doug Sotart, bench former goaltender himself with the Montreal Canadiens when they won the Cup in '85, also with the Winnipeg Jets and the New York Rangers. As I was supposed to say hello to the Air Force, Canadian Air Force, and Rupertsweiler, Germany. Watching this game tonight.
You said that very well.
Thank you. I think it was an accident.
I have a sister in Germany, but I don't think she's watching. Wielden again wins the faceoff. Poshek digs it out and gets it ahead. Graham skates in, but it's knocked out by Lavoie. And Poshek will send it up for the Rangers to Wielden. Wielden across the line. Pollock rubs him off of it, but he gets it ahead to Graham, looking for Stepan, but it goes between his legs. Duras sends it the other way. Ahead to Harlow. His shot just wide. Another shot by Odeline, way wide. Kept in on the far side by Gagne. He takes a hard hit from Wielden, and now Stepan has it. Stepan ahead to Wielden. Wielden loses the puck to Odeline, and then Wielden, or take that back, Stepan tries to center it to Graham, and Odeline interrupts. 4:51 to play, 3-1. Rangers with the lead. Here's Wayne Gagne as the teams change on the fly. Rotten. And now with the whistle, we'll have a face-off, and we'll be right back to the Denver Coliseum, where the Rangers hold the 2-goal lead.
If you really enjoy your conversation, dial 540-TALK. Exotic, mysterious, enticing, whatever your taste, call 540-TALK. Not a party line, but a private conversation. There's always someone to talk to. Dial 540-TALK. That's 540-8255. Just $3.45 per call.
Jim Conrad along with Joe Rulin back at the Denver Coliseum, where the Rangers lead Peoria 3-1. 4:35 to go in the third period. Shudra tries to poke it out. Lavoie keeps it in. Miller steals it away and does poke it to center ice. Smith is there. He wheels, heads back the other way. Knocked down by Shudra, and he punches it to center ice. Lavoie is there. Gets it in. Smith shot. And Richter the save, and he'll hold on and force another faceoff.
Another save for Mike Richter. 4:11 remaining in the contest, and the Rangers are up 3-1. And you get a look at head coach, general manager of the Denver Rangers, Peter Mahavlich. Certainly a legend in the NHL in his days with the Montreal Canadiens.
Absolutely.
Earning 4 rings, Stanley Cup rings with the Canadiens.
Richter, you mentioned the save, and he's had some good ones tonight. That one, I must say, however, and I hesitate to say this because I couldn't make one save, but that was a fairly easy save as he got a good look at it, the shot from Smith at the point all the way. There was a tough one. I don't think ever got to it. McLean has it. Waits, looks, centers. McCaughey, quick shot blocked by Richter. Lafreniere now trying to get it out. Was it the pipe? Okay.
I believe it was the pipe.
Well, let's get a look at it. I thought Richter got the pad on it, but my partner Joe Rulin says no, it was the upright.
I think he got the pipe right here. Let's take a look at it again. And there's McCaughey taking a shot.
Yeah.
Boom, it was the pipe. And the Rangers are allowing too much congestion to accumulate in front of Richter right now. And anything can happen with a lot of traffic in front. It can go off a skate, go off a stick, and they can't allow that to happen. With 3:52 remaining here in the third period, the Rangers still up 3-1.
Of course, every goaltender will tell you that those pipes are part of his equipment. And it's a save nonetheless. Laviolette to Lafreniere. He pokes it to center ice, but Duras is there. Dumps it back in. 3:35 to go in the game. Rangers holding on to that 2-goal lead. Odeline can't keep it in, and it'll come all the way down. May way out of the net, and Odeline will bring it the other way as the Rangers change up. Here's Duras. Quick shot, blocked by Richter. That one did not hit a pipe. Bloomberg gets it around to Steppen. Looking ahead for Chizowski. Take that back. Yes, it was Chizowski. As we kind of have a half line change right now as Chizowski is out with Wielden and Steppen. Chizowski gets it ahead to Wielden. Graham has been on that line most of the night, and now Chizowski does come off, and Graham will come in.
Put him on that one. Steppen working hard, and Simon Wielden working free. Oh. There's a shot and save.
Thought that one got into the net, but it must have been a stick that made the net ripple, and it was not a goal. And now May just golfs at it, and we've got a penalty, I believe, in front.
Pollock takes down Wielden. I think that's 2 points in wrestling, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd give him 2.
2 points for that, and the Rangers will have the man advantage for the next 2 minutes with 2:31 remaining in this game. Let's take another look at Wielden being hauled down in front of the net. Steppen, here's the original shot. The stick did go in back. That's what makes the net shake a bit, and then Graham gets hauled down by that time, and then we'll see it here. Wielden being cuffed in back by May, and then being beat up in front by Pollock and May.
So the penalty is to Pollock for roughing.
A tag team combination. Look at this shot. It's actually the handle of May's stick.
It rippled the net and made it look like it was a goal. Pollock goes off at 17:29 for roughing. I was going to say it's 2 minutes if we're talking, or 2 points if we're talking Olympic wrestling, but it's nothing but good, clean fun if we're talking World Wrestling Federation type wrestling.
There you go.
Turcotte wins the draw, and now Turcotte along the far boards, and Twist hammers it out of the zone off of Hammond. Here comes McEachern. Poshek checks him there, and Broughton has it. Brings it the other way. Gets it ahead to Miller.
Rivermen could really ill afford that penalty. As the Rangers setting up now on the power play. Turcotte.
Yeah, they'd cut the goal to the lead to 2 goals, and they still had some time left, but this is going to take them nearly down to the 1 minute mark, and actually below the 1 minute mark, and that certainly does not help their cause. Poshek.
We're back at full strength with 31 seconds left.
And it's knocked out of the zone and all the way down as Richter comes out, sends it ahead to Poshek. Poshek to Bloomberg. Broughton. Bloomberg. Quick shot. Oh, yes. Pounded in on the rebound. And it was Wielden, I believe.
Miller, I believe. Miller scored.
You're right, it's Miller.
His 15th of the season. Kevin Miller caps this game for the Rangers. They go up 4-1 on a power play goal with 1:34 remaining. Chipped it in the back door. Let's take another look. Turcotte with the big shot. Takes the original shot, got the rebound, gets by May, and then boom, there's Miller. Unmolested, goes in, stuffs it in for the Rangers, and their 4th goal of the night. The Rangers up 4-1 with 1:34 remaining.
Well, that'll do it. There may have been a remote question before that goal, but that one certainly eliminates any doubt about this one. A power play goal to Miller from Turcotte and Broughton at 18:26. And it is a power play goal, and it is 4-1. Denver Rangers with a minute 22 to go now. Here's Lafreniere to Laviolette, reaches for it, can't get it, now recovers at the end boards. He's rubbed off of it there. Gagne has it, but it's poked away by Lafreniere. Gagne gets it back, and he'll bring it the other way. Tries to find McLean. He does. McLean, drop pass for Gagne. Tries to center, bounces to McLean. That went off of Shudra in front, and it's knocked out of the zone. 52 seconds to go in this hockey game, and the Denver Rangers will complete the sweep of the Peoria Rivermen. The 3-game series, all 3 games won by the Rangers. This one the easiest of the 3 at 4-1 right now. Twist shot is popped up in the air, and it's gloved by Richter with 34 seconds to play.
If you're wondering when the Rangers are going to return home, after tomorrow night, they'll take off 9 days. They'll return home on December 27th for the game against the Saginaw Hawks, then the 29th against the Hawks again, then on December 30th, they'll play Salt Lake. Don't miss that one. That's going to be an excellent game as well. So the Rangers on their way to win their 19th game of the season.
And they do it in fine style here tonight, 4-1 after a scoreless first. Oh, quick shot from the point by Pollock, and that beats Richter high on the glove side. Just got up in the corner, and all of a sudden it's a 4-2 game.
That hit something in front. Hit some traffic, and it took off. I think it went off a stick, and let's take another look. If it hit something, and the Rangers had their lead go from 4-1 to 4-2. 30 seconds left, and I'm not sure if they're going to give that goal to Pollock.
Maybe not.
It was tipped in front.
He had the hard slapper from the point off the face-off, came right to him, and he took the quick shot.
They are going to give it to Pollock.
So apparently they say there was no tip in front, and Pollock will get the goal. Pollock gets the goal with the assist to McEachern at 19:30 to cut the lead to 4-2. 13 seconds to go in this game, and the Rangers just trying to skate out the last 5 seconds as the Rangers post their 19th win of the season against 12 losses on the year, and that will keep them in 3rd place in the Western Division behind Milwaukee and Salt Lake City. So the game is over, and the Rangers gather around goaltender Mike Richter, who had the shutout going for a while, but they end up with the 4-2 win. And the Denver Rangers skate off the ice in victory here tonight at the Coliseum. We'll be back to wrap things up.